Ladies and gentlemen, as we move forward, I'm going to invite the first speaker candidate up. Tonight, we welcome a son of Georgetown South, someone who understands the heart of this community because he's lived its struggles and shared its dreams. Craig Fester Frederick isn't just a familiar face, he's a fighter for the people. For over 40 years, he has walked the same streets, faced the same challenges, and stood alongside his neighbors through it all. Whether it's flooding concerns, traffic woes, or the rising cost of living. As an entrepreneur and community advocate, Craig has proven that bold ideas can lead to real change. His passion for affordable housing, fair wages, youth mentorship, and environmental protection isn't just talk, it's action. Ladies and gentlemen, put our hands together for Craig Fester Frederick.
Yes, this is our home. Oh, the beautiful Cayman Island, where he had found it from the seas, written in the stone. So, yeah, come with me to the beach. Let me show you the fishermen by the shores. Turtling by the sea. Yeah, that is my ancestry. Greetings with a smile that is scared mankind. Always say good morning, 'cause it's our style. Ooh, our history is singing with pride. Oh, let the song breezes, oh, beloved, I'm so proud to be. I'm so proud to be Caymanian. I am so proud to
Good night, Cayman Islands. Do we have anyone here that's proud to be Caymanian? And before I start, I gotta give a shout out to the singer, the co-writer of that song. She actually sang her national song, Vashti. What an amazing song. I've always said when I was playing it on the radio that that was our next Manzibut. And that song is my unofficial national song. So big shout out to Vashti, Scotch Bonnet, and Sam Rose. But what a night, what a night. I am so excited to be here standing in front of you as the candidate for Georgetown South, as a part of the most amazing team that Cayman has ever put together for any election. It's PPM 4.0. And I stand here before you inspired by previous politicians, previous statesmen, inspired by them from time I was 4 years old. My most exciting day wasn't World Cup finals or the Olympics. It was every 4 years in Cayman on election night, going from North Side to East End to Borden Town, seeing Mr. Jim Borden coming out of that town hall, going to West Bay, watching Mr. Benson, and then coming back town, seeing Mr. Norman with all of his elegance coming out there victorious, just like I will on April 30th out of John Gray High School. And you know what? That is what inspired me. But what drives me is the amazing family. And I can honestly say that I have become a part of since October, Joy. It has been so welcoming, so nurturing, and so together that there's no other entity that has the camaraderie that the PPM party has. And especially when Dada cooking. And as I say tonight, I am a product of that dedication. I am a product of that inspiration, and I am looking forward to taking this forward as the representative of Georgetown South. And it's not just about me, it's about we. It's not just about Craig Frederick from Georgetown South, but it's just as much about Perlina McGaw Lumsden in Georgetown West. It's just as much about Alva Saku in Newlands. It's just as much about Delmira Borden in East End. If there has ever been I'm getting distracted here on the stage. Let me get back my focus. But yeah, people, now let me talk about the two candidates that you all came out to see here tonight. I have a very, 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 very long relationship with both of them. And I'll start with the next Premier of the Cayman Islands, Honorable Joey Hughes. Now, Joey may look young, but he got a couple years over me. My first interaction with Joey, and it will be with me for the rest of my life. My first interaction with Joey was a college student that came back home and wanted to give back to his school that gave so much to him, Cayman Prep School. Joey was my first ever football coach. And as I said, Joey was in his early 20s, and with the command of someone that just gleaned respect. Someone that wanted to be a part of all of our lives, not just football, but making sure that we were doing what we needed to do in school. And throughout the years, as a successful businessman, as president of Rotary, as a part of Cayman, as a part of the government, the most successful government Cayman has ever had, led by Sir Alden McLaughlin, until May 1st. That's when the most successful government will be in place. May 7th, I've been told. But Joey has always shown me the respect, the guidance of a big brother. Joey has always been there for me whenever I needed advice, whenever I needed help with anything. And I never really ever thought that I would be here right now on this stage as a representative, as a candidate for Georgetown South with Joey at the helm. And it is the proudest moment of my life to be here next to Joey's side. Of course, that was the second most important time in my life after I got married a couple months ago. So if she's listening, you know, yeah. Now, on to Mr. Cayman, Mr. Deputy Premier, Mr. Kenneth Brian. For someone that has known Kenneth since his teens, and I mean, I'm only a couple months older than Kenneth, right? To see the growth of Kenneth, it just astounds me to see, and I tell many people this, I don't care what anyone say, Kenneth Bryan is the greatest success story Cayman has ever had. To see his growth from back in the day when we used to roam the streets of West Bay Road to being one of the most passionate, one of the most caring, one of the most dedicated Caymanians and politician. No, you're not a politician. You're a statesman. He is for the people, by the people, and with the people. And ladies and gentlemen, there is no other choice. No other choice when it comes to Georgetown Central. There is nobody ever to care, to be there for Georgetown Central. Tell them other two go back home. Tell them that we have already decided who our deputy premier is going to be on May 7th. Now, my wonderful people, you're going to hear some insightful things on what we have been discussing over the past 6 months as a collective within the PPM. And let me tell you this, our manifesto was not done by one person. Our manifesto, or one manifesto, was done by all 13 of us collectively and ready to go forward. And listen, I am going to finish up with this. It does not matter. I cannot emphasize this enough. It does not matter if we only support one. We have to get out there, talk to cousins, talk to sisters, talk to friends, talk to enemies throughout this whole island. Wherever there is a PPM candidate, you have to be that force to tell them, if we want a proper, stable, reliable, integrity government, there's only one choice. And Cayman, we can't split the vote. We have to vote straight. We have to vote red. We have to vote PPM, because that is the only team that is going to take Cayman what? Forward. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great night. And I love you, and vote Georgetown South. Craig Fester Frederick, #1 on the ballot. And right here in Georgetown Central, the Honorable Deputy Premier Kenneth Bryan. And Georgetown North, you vote for your next Premier, Honorable Joey Yu, because the PPM is going to take him on forward.
Give it up for Craig Fester Frederick. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some more chairs over here. Can we get some people to just start taking out some chairs and laying them out on the back, please? So my wife will tell you this. I don't like doing this, you know. When we get at meetings and they say, "Oh, say how big the crowd is," but I must admit the crowd big tonight. No, I'm genuinely saying that they're out to the road. We need to get more chairs for people to sit down. But thank you all for coming out. I just want to compound a little bit on what Craig said earlier. You guys remember last election when, of course, we had that disaster, I'm going to say, of a government where they were trying to form the government. It was a lot of back and forth. And then, you know, they were actually stalking people's house and protesting in front of people's house. Come on, guys. We can't have that again. We can't have that again. But if my memory serves me right as well, is I don't know how many consecutive governments we had where it was always a split government, a coalition government, and it was all this horse trading. Ladies and gentlemen, I am telling you personally, I don't want to see that again. We need to vote straight. We need from day one, May 1st, to know who our government is going to be so that 9 a.m. these people are in government working. Isn't that right? We can't be in this back and forth coalition every election. We need a government from day one, ladies and gentlemen, so we have to vote straight. All right. Next up, I'm going to invite an endorser. I want to invite Miss Lakshi Muhe Sharon. Come on up.
Before you tonight as we celebrate a leader, a man of integrity, and someone who in my eyes exemplifies the very best of what it means to serve. When I reflect on the journey of Minister Kenneth Bryan, I'm reminded of the profound impact that he's had, not just in the halls of Parliament, but in the hearts of the people whom he has sworn to serve. I'm reminded of a leader who doesn't just talk about values, but he lives them every day. In the time I've known Kenneth, or KB, as many affectionately call him, I've really gotten to know his character. Beyond Kenneth's political vision and achievements, it's his character that shines bright. He is a man who leads with love and serves with all of his heart. A leader who serves not from a place of power, but from a place of passion and care for his people. He values family, he values friendship, and he values brotherhood. He understands the importance of connection, of community, and lifting each other up. This is actually something that I admire deeply about him. But what I admire the most is how much he loves his people. And when I say loves his people, he really, really loves and adores them. I have personally seen firsthand how every interaction of his, whether it's with a colleague, a constituent, or a stranger on the street, he's always heartfelt, genuine, and grounded in a deep understanding that leadership isn't about titles or recognition. It's about the people. With Kenneth Bryan, what you see is truly what you get. I promise all of you, he is consistently the same man on this stage as he is behind the scenes. He might be a giant and a champion in the political arena, but I've seen Kenneth as someone who really just relishes and enjoys the simple things in life. Whether it's playing silly games with old friends on Christmas Day, to geeking out over Cayman parrots as they fly by, from dancing to good old Caymanian folk music at the agricultural shows, or taking a moment to just pause and reflect. He never, ever, ever loses sight of what truly matters. It's those little things that remind us that behind all the glitz and glam of politics, he's just like one of us. I've seen Kenneth show generosity, not just in resources, but in his time and his attention. He's always lending a helping hand to those who need it, and he listens with an empathetic heart. In recent weeks, I've watched people flock to him for tight, warm embraces after every single meeting, and I used to wonder how so many people love him that much. And then I realized it's his aura, it's his energy. It draws people in and it keeps them there. People want to be around him because they feel seen, they feel heard, and they feel valued. Kenneth is a prime example of when you lead with love, it's only natural that the love will come back to you. Those who know Kenneth know that his journey has not been easy. He has faced trials and tribulations that would have discouraged many. Yet with each challenge, he has only become more hardworking, more resilient, and more determined. His ability to rise above adversity and stand firm in his beliefs and keep moving forward is a testament to his tenacious spirit. He doesn't give up. He doesn't quit. Instead, he gets the job done. Now, I couldn't speak about Kenneth without paying my utmost respect to his incredible support system. To his sweet mother, Miss Donna. Hey, Miss Donna. To his sweet mother, Miss Donna, who joyfully cheers for him on every single occasion. She has instilled in him a spirit of both confidence and humility. Kenneth's fabulous committee, who work tirelessly to advocate for him. They provide him with not only the counsel that he seeks, but friendship, laughter, and the fun to balance out the pressures that come with leadership. His loving family, his wife, and his two beautiful children, who have supported his calling to serve the community from day one. And finally, his extended family, his friends, colleagues, and all of you who make up the heart and soul of his journey. I actually think back to a few weeks ago when he gave his final speech in Parliament. The whole country felt the weight of his burdens in that moment. The sacrifices he has made, his concerns for our country, and yet in the same breath, we also felt his profound gratitude. Gratitude for the opportunity to serve the people who have stood by him, and for the journey that has shaped him into the leader that he is today. That moment to me encapsulated everything about our Deputy Premier, Kenneth Bryan. It's his humility and his ability to connect with people on a level that's deeply personal. He was born for this, and representing Georgetown Central and the wider Cayman is a calling that he answered with every fiber of his being. Leaders with genuine hearts like Kenneth will ultimately prevail. KB, you've been molded by the hands of the people who raised you, shaped by the experiences that have made you who you are today. And because you speak from the heart, people will listen with theirs. That is exactly why Kenneth has touched the lives of so many. It's not just his intellect or his political expertise that makes him stand out. It's his ability to build meaningful relationships with others, understand their needs, and work relentlessly on their behalf. That's why we're all here today, because he truly does care. And especially in a world where that can sometimes feel rare, his sincerity is a beacon of hope. So tonight, I want to take a moment to congratulate Kenneth, not just for his achievements, but for the depth of his character. He is a leader who carries the weight of responsibility with grace. He embraces challenges head on, and he loves his people with everything that he's got. We are incredibly fortunate to have him as our representative, and I have no doubt that Cayman, our small, mighty country, will continue to flourish, to grant its blessed to work alongside him, and we are so blessed to support him in his mission to creating a strong Cayman. KB, may God continue to bless you. May God continue to guide you and give you an abundance of strength as you move forward with purpose into your calling, and as you raise the standard for what true leadership looks like. Thank you, everyone. And good night.
What an endorsement. I think all the candidates need to get in contact with Lakshmi. Good job, thank you. Next up, next endorser, I'm going to invite Chloe Tatum. Chloe Tatum.
Good night, Georgetown! How are you tonight? Can y'all hear me in the back? Yeah, okay. So for those that don't know me, my name is Chloe Tatum Ebanks. And Lakshmi, thank you for making this job more difficult. But I'm here tonight to speak to you about a leader who's not only strong, but one you can trust. One you can trust that will be there for the long haul. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a few moments in your life where you can act with absolute certainty. When you know, deep down in your heart, down into your core, that without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, that you're doing the right thing and making the right choice. Tonight is one of those moments for me. As someone who has grown up and lived in Georgetown Central for more than 25 plus years, I'm here to share my experience. Though it might not be unique to just me alone, this is a shared experience to so many of us in Georgetown Central. So I stand here with complete confidence and immense pride, because I know I'm not just making the right choice, but it's the best thing to do for Georgetown Central and this country. So I am deeply honored to deliver this introduction because the person I'm about to speak of has proven himself beyond measures. He's a man who has shown us what leadership, dedication, and service truly means. A man who's worked tirelessly, not just for his constituents, but for the entire country, not just on the home soil, but on the international stage. Ladies and gentlemen, without ado, this man is Kenneth V. Bryan. For the past 8 years, like you, I've watched his growth. How he leads with passion, his vision, the kind of determination that you know can only come from someone with a deep and genuine love for his people and the country. And as Georgetown Central can attest, he's accessible, he's accountable, and he's determined in his commitment to better our lives and all the lives of Caymanians. He doesn't just talk, he listens. He doesn't just make promises, he delivers. And although his track record can speak for himself, there's a few moments that I really want to bring out that has stand out to me, that shows the true leader that he is. Now, I know many of us could care less to go back to the times of COVID, but indulge me for a bit. COVID-19 brought the tourism industry to her knees. But it was Kenneth who grabbed that by the horn, took lead, and reopened our borders. His exceptional leadership is guiding us from crisis to recovery, earned him international recognition as Tourism Minister of the Year. But why? Why? Because he ignited hope. He restored opportunity, got our people back to work, enabled them to thrive once more. This is Kenneth, always thinking about his people and putting their needs first. Kenneth has always believed in empowering Caymanians. He understands that true leadership is about providing opportunities and support so our people can be successful. That's why, under his leadership, hundreds of thousands of dollars has invested through his ministry to sponsor programs which train, qualify, and develop our young people. An example of this can be seen with Cayman Airways. As long as it has been around, Kenneth was the first minister to introduce the scholarship program for pilots. It seems so obvious, and it's something that could have been done so long ago. But it was Kenneth's vision that made it possible, ensuring that we will always have qualified Caymanians that not only proudly flies our national carrier, but proudly flies our flag up in those skies. Kenneth has accomplished so much in his first term as minister, so sometimes it can be easy to forget how far beyond our borders his leadership has taken our beloved Cayman Islands. As a chairman of the Caribbean Tourism Organization, he put our 3 island gems on the forefront of regional tourism, strengthening our influence across the Caribbean. When the CARICOM called and wanted a leader to represent the entire region in New York and raise their flag alongside the mayor of that great city, they chose Kenneth Bryan. Out of all the Caribbean leaders they could have selected, they selected our Kenneth Bryan, a young, rising political star. That speaks volume to the respect that he has gained and earned across the region and beyond. So I was not very surprised when he was made deputy with PPM, because they see what I see. And let me tell you, that's more than just a deputy. I see a future premier in this country in the making. But you see, folks, leadership is not just about the photo ops or the personal recognition. It's about action. It's about commitment and fighting for the people you serve. Not just during election season, but every single day of every single year, 24/7, 365 days. And this is where Kenneth truly shines, because there is no one that can represent his people the way he does. For decades, we were promised a park in Stratton for families to enjoy. It took our representative, Kenneth Bryan, to make that dream a reality. He isn't just building us a park, he's given us a safe space that's inclusive for all of our children, all of our seniors, all of our families, for future generations to come. You see, this is who he is. He is a leader who thinks of everyone, not just for today, but for tomorrow and the future generations. There is one time in particular that I remember and often I chuckle about. It was the storms, probably around 2021, to be more specific. It felt like there was almost an endless cycles of storms pounding on our backs, that every time we turn around, there was the next one coming. But nothing was more assuring than seeing that big truck roll up to my family house. An experience that many of us in Georgetown Central has experienced. And it made me laugh when he whipped out that chainsaw. And I said, not even a fallen tree gonna stop Kenneth Bryan from seeing and checking on his people. For 9 years, even when he wasn't elected, Kenneth opened up an office for his people. He kept that office, that same office, in the same place, with the same phone number, to ensure that his people know where to find him and how to contact him anytime they need him. He's always communicating with us, keeping us informed, whether it's from the talk shows, whether it's from WhatsApp, the social media platform. He's always connected with his people. listening to us for our concerns and answering our questions as they come. And who can forget them famous billboards with all the rotating messages throughout the year? Friends, family, that's what representation looks like. You see, leadership isn't about jumping on a bandwagon. It's about having the foresight, seeing that road ahead of us, and navigating the things that come before other people, before everyone else. And see, that's what Kenneth Bryan brings to the table. So it's ironic when you have other parties and all the other 959 candidates vying for their seat in elections talking about immigration reform in some way or another. But let's not forget who started that conversation, or better yet, who started that buzz. It was Kenneth who had the foresight and the courage to put up on those same famous billboards about the immigration reform, demanding change when no one else dared to. That shows the type of leader he is. He isn't afraid to address the challenges and the issues of this country, even when there are difficult ones to be had. So while others shy away from controversial topics, Kenneth was big and bold enough to come to us, his people, directly and ask us, what is it that we want? He's fought hard to give us a chance with this referendum, to steer this country in the direction that we, the people, want to go. So whether you vote yes or whether you vote no, whatever you choose is totally up to you. But the fact remains, he respects us enough to ask for our input. And that's what a representative does. So ladies and gentlemen, in Kenneth Bryan, we have a leader who's not only effective on our home soil, but has garnered the respect and been recognized across the Caribbean region as a trusted leader. This is a man that will work tirelessly and work hard for his people. So, tonight, I ask you to think about those past 8 years. Think about the work he has done. Think about the progress he has made, and then ask yourself, who do you trust to keep us moving forward? Let me tell you something. I trust Kenneth Bryan. I trust his foresight, I trust his passion, his vision, and his commitment. His leadership has been tested in so many ways, and time again, he has delivered and stood continuously by his people. So friends, folks, family, Kenneth is at the pinnacle of his political journey, and with a strong team behind him, or a strong team beside him, he is poised to be an even stronger voice for Georgetown Central. So when comes April 30th on election day, I ask you to stand with me, to stand with progress, stand for a stronger, brighter future for Georgetown Central and these Cayman Islands. Vote 1 and sting him with our B, Kenneth B. Bryan. And please give me the biggest, warmest welcome to invite the big man himself.
I don't think I'm going to be allowed any more endorsements for the rest of this campaign, because I had a whole planned speech and thoughts of what I was going to say, but I'm emotionally drained now. Before I recognize the two amazing individuals who gave me endorsement, I want to welcome Crystal, who's here. Our next representative for Prospect. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that I'm almost certain we're off track already on time. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna have to be. You're on time? Okay, my people have the time. Amen for that. So, you know, in this business, you go to work, you deal with the pressures, and they always say, as a matter of fact, former Premier Sir Ali McLaughlin would say in the lunchroom, "It's a thankless job, young man." But you know, I think tonight is the night that you live for. When you actually hear people verbalize that they've paid attention to all of the commitments and sacrifices and love and value and drive that you do on their behalf. And sometimes you wonder, is it worth it? Do they recognize it? But I want to say to Lakshi and to Chloe, who are my two committee members, I love you loads so much. Thank you. Give them a round of applause, please. As you guys know, I'm a bit unorthodox. I don't read from big speeches as often as I should. Keep on track. I wish I had a wireless mic so I can move around, but I'm going to try to do something really quick because we have an amazing manifesto built that the senior leaders and the new members have come together to sit down to build a roadmap for the future, and we're planning to launch that on the 12th. Oh, we're going to Cameron Brack on the 5th. The date to be announced, we had to do a little bit of a delay because we want to go support the current premier and the next representative of Cameron Brack East, Ms. Juliana O'Connor Connolly, on the 5th. So we may have to postpone for a week for the manifesto launch. But the point is, we worked really, really hard to delicately and very strategically from an economic, social, environmental, and community-focused pathway to a journey of a better quality of life for you. And we feel that we have the right tools necessary to deliver that, and we're excited to explain that to you. Thank you. Oh, that's so much better. Check 1, 2, 3. Can everybody hear me? Okay, I'm sorry. As I was saying, I'm a little bit more animated, so I like to move around. So we're going to deliver that soon, but I wanted to I've told this story a couple of times, but I think it's important because it goes into the reason why you hear people say vote straight. And as you know, I started my journey with the People's Progressive Movement, and if you had checked me about 2.5 months ago, I would have told you I would probably be wearing a yellow shirt. But today, I'm a People's Progressive Movement candidate. And I want to explain to you how that journey happened and why it happened. So you know I was in opposition from 17 to 2021, learned a lot, had the good experiences of Mr. Ezard Miller, Mr. Arden McLean, Mr. Anthony Eden in opposition, teaching me how to hold people accountable, learning the process, learning parliamentary proceedings and so forth. Good training ground. Kicked me off over the dock and said, learn how to swim. And I figured it out. Got lucky, got appreciative to be able to be on the government side with a collective of independents coming together in a very difficult time during COVID. But you would think that I always aspired to say, oh my God, I can't wait to be a part of the decision making, to make the changes, that I can empower my people to have a wonderful life. But that's my dream, is I want everybody to be happy. I want the kids to be safe. I want seniors to enjoy their time and their rest. But how do you deal with that in a very sophisticated way? Dealing with the economy, dealing with social issues, dealing with civil service and your laws and your legislation, your regulation is a very complex thing. So I thought I was ready, loads of independence together, and I said, so quickly did I learn within about 8 months, I said, hold on, I can't move. Nothing's happening. You know, with all this vigor and this velocity ready to, you know, make the world a better place. It's almost like, you know, those pageants when they go, I want to save the world. That's how it was until reality hit. And I want to show you something because it's so practical. Team, can you guys come up front? I want to show you an example of what happened over the last 4 years and why my journey tonight leads me to the People's Progressive Movement in an effort to prove to this country proven stable leadership. So team, I want you to come up front. Edlin, where are you? Come on. Now, this gadget here, I know you've probably never seen politicians do tools and props and stuff, but you're gonna get it very shortly. This is exactly the shackles that we were in. When you don't have unity, you don't have structure, you don't have discipline, and you don't have reasonable compromise. Now I'm going to ask my team to put this on. Edlin, can you hook up the girls for me? And I'm going to show you that no matter what issue that we wanted to resolve, no matter how much we thought and the vigor and saying, yes, I got elected in East End, I got elected in West Bay, I got elected in Georgetown, Northside, Kevin Brack. I always said to myself, nobody wants to compromise from their decision. By the way, anybody know Edlin Moore? The better man they call Moose? That's the mastermind behind it all. Okay, so everybody get in the middle. I'm going to show you a practical example of real life situations that happen. Everybody turn back on. Lakshi, turn this way. Ormira, turn that way. Now, this is what happens when you don't have a unified group of people focused together on the issues and everybody going in different directions. Now, I want you ladies all to walk in the direction you're facing. Keep on walking. All right, stop. I think you get the picture. The point is, they didn't go anywhere. And when you do not have a group of people who are with the same vision, the same path, regardless, and the willingness and the compromise together, even though I'm almost certain I'm not going to agree with every single thing that my good leader is going to say. But it's about the discipline and the respect for a unified approach. It's about sitting down and discussing the issues beforehand and presenting stability to the people that allows you not to be in this mess where, if you think about it, I hate to say this, but there could have been at least 75% more things we could have gotten done. But because we are in this type of situation where you got this group over here, that group over there, this group over here, everybody going in different directions. Something as simple as the minimum wage. We have $6 an hour in the high cost of living in the Cayman Islands is a sin. But we couldn't because we're all going in different directions. Now you don't need that because as simple as it is, some of you in here may not be exposed to $6 an hour. Some of you might. But every single issue that matters to you had to go through that kind of process. And that's why we can't stand here today to say that the last 4 years was successful. So I knew in my heart that I had to make a decision because I did not want to come back to you, the good people of Georgetown Central, and say, I want to be stuck in the same spot I was in for the last 4 years. You deserve better than that. So I had to take a look. I had to say, what does the country need? It needs stability. It needs discipline. It needs unity. It needs experience. Proven experience, not just regular old experience, because we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Which group offered that the most? You can say it. Which group offered that the most? So I'm going to show to you exactly now what we are going to offer this country. And you hear when we say, forward, forward, forward. We move it forward, PPM. Now we're going to give Chloe the honor that we're going to give the Honorable Joseph Hugh Shortlake. And she's going to be the leader of the country. And you see, when you change the structure of things, success happens. So now we have a team that's going to walk together in unison and see how we can move forward together. Move the song for me, DJ. Forward together. Forward together. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, DJ. You know, as simple as that is, you understand now, right? You see how quickly they got from there to there. And that is over there, the high cost of living. And over there is affordability, where you can feed your children, where you can afford health care in this country, where you can be safe, where your children get a job. That's what the People's Progressive Movement is going to offer you. So ladies and gentlemen, I know that I've used up a lot of my time tonight, but I want you to know one thing. You heard I think it was Chloe, I'm not sure which one, talked about immigration reform. But I want you to know that I'm committed to that. Committed, and I know that you will see in our manifesto that we all are committed in the People's Progressive Movement, because we recognize the immigration is not just immigration. Immigration is cost of living. Immigration is traffic. Immigration is crime. Immigration is abuse of our culture and our heritage. Because when you think about immigration reform, it connects to so many other things. And if just we address immigration, we can address the overpopulation, we can address the high cost in housing, we can address the pressures on our school system. And I mean, when you think about it, right? I'm not, and I want to make sure that I leave, because I know we're streaming, and I know all Caymanians are going to hear this, and all of those who are wanting to be Caymanian. So I don't want you to think that I'm the guy who is divisive and I don't want people here. That's the last thing. I'm very happy that we are a multicultural, multifaceted jurisdiction that has been very welcoming. But for too long, we've been taken advantage of. They've lost their respect for who Cayman is and who we are as a people. And we have to put that in check. People need to understand that when they come, they have to respect who we are. They come to Cayman, you want to be a part of it, then you want to change the one thing you came here for in the first place. We got to put that in check. Here's the other thing. We have not developed our infrastructure fast enough to be able to approve as many statuses this much. It's going to put burdens on our infrastructure, like our schools are bursting at the seams, because now the more statuses you grant, the more obligations by the Constitution that you have to afford free school systems to those children. That's why when you go to HSA, now rather than you waiting 2 or 3 days, you're now waiting 2 or 3 weeks to see the doctor, because you're obligated to make sure all Caymanians get health care. And every day you add more statuses to that point, the more pressures on the system. So we, not by all means, I'm not saying that we're not going to welcome people who've given their time and their effort and their love and their respect to us, but not at the rate that we're doing it now. It's unsustainable. So when we think about, because we didn't plan for it, you're right, Mr. Leader. When you think about what you call NAU, or now called the Department of Financial Assistance, that's why at the rate of the statuses that we're giving, that's why every year in every budget, our budget is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, because we got more people to take care of. We have to think about these effects, because we complain about the traffic, we complain about the crime. I don't even want to get into the crime with immigration, but I want you to know that the progressives have thought about not only the short term, but the long term. And we're going to address the things that affect you most. And immigration is definitely going to be one on the top of my list. But we have a solution for the education woes, immigration, for crime, for tourism, for the 7 Mile Beach renourishment strategies, for pension, because we need pension reform as well, for financial stability. And I want to take this opportunity to say so much. Mr. Roy, I'm so glad to be by your side. And honestly, I want you guys to put together for Mr. Roy McTaggart. He's such a cool dude. I've gotten to know him more over the last couple of months, right? So when he joined Progressive, I had done left. But you are a pretty cool cat. And I'm so happy because he's a prime example of what I was talking about before. Because you see that some people come in, you know, and they bring in their money, plenty with, and they all paying all of their candidates with these notebooks on the chamber debates, and they come and they buy them about that thick. They're all getting it written out, and they gotta look down at the binder and say, "I'm gonna make sure you say this part when this question comes." And they say, "Yes, I will fix the pension, and I will do it like this, and I will do it like that." Watch, no, seriously, look for it, because all of them get advisors. The people who can talk to you from here and from here, because they understand, makes the difference. And I'm going to tell you why I'm going to highlight Mr. McTaggart tonight. The Cayman Islands National Party will say all of the experience in the world that they have. And I respect Mr. Scott. He's a Cayman Braca. My mother's a Cayman Braca. I'm a half Cayman Braca. And he's a Caymanian, so I love him. So wherever you are, Mr. Scott, I love you. But if you think that private sector experience compares to representing the people, you are lost already before you even get into Parliament, my friend. You have Mr. Roy McTaggart, and I'm using him as an example. Mr. Roy McTaggart, an amazing, successful Caymanian, come from good Cayman stock, the McTaggarts. Came into politics, C4C, independent. It took him, what, 6 months? Shorter than that. About 3 days to come overboard. But he still was an independent with the government. But over time, he realized how representation, parliamentary, regulatory, legislative, how cabinet works, the obligation to our constitution, how the civil service works with the private sector, how the private sector and the community, all of these intertwined links work together. And he realized right away, we have to do this in a structured way. I just got it took me a little longer to get there. I had to go and learn it myself because he was in government before I was, on the government side. So this is a man now coming from private sector with the same kind of experiences as Dan Scott. And he recognized and quickly understood that you have to come together and approach things a little differently. He also knew that you needed experience inside of Parliament because you couldn't do it by yourself. So when I hear people say, "Oh, I've got all of this international experience," I don't care. You can have 5,000 years of it, of that kind of experience. You still haven't included representing the people, because from business community to legislative and the civil service, the thing that's missing between that relationship that he has 30 years of is you. And he doesn't have that experience, ladies and gentlemen. So as I close, because I know my good leader is going to say some amazing things to you, I want you to know this. There's a reason why we say proven, stable leadership. Because those are the qualities that you are going to need to address the very important issues on day one. We don't have time for quitters, because quitters never win and winners never quit. And we don't have time for people who don't have enough decency to say, "Let me get some guidance from 1 or 2 or 3 that's been there." It tells you about their thinking. That means they think they know better than everybody else. And there was a little quote that was sent out in a group chat a long time ago by one of the members in that party. And I know, man, I love you.
Come on, one more time for Kenneth Bryant. Boy, Kenneth broke that down so eloquently. He gave it in such a perfect example, ladies and gentlemen, on why we need to vote straight. We can't keep playing games every single election. He also gave a very good illustration of the importance of structure in organization. Ladies and gentlemen, we all work in businesses where it has to be organization and structure. We want organization and structure for our children in their schools. We want it for at home with our kids. So it's no different with government. There's no place for independence this time around, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, Mr. Allen, give it to him again. Oh, that Festa, sorry. You know, I gave an illustration at the meeting on Saturday from Newlands and Savannah. And what I was illustrating was that, you know, like there's certain clotheslines, like American Eagle, when you go in their stores and you see their clothes, it'll have the date that it was established, 1977. It'll have like, you know, Aeropostale established in 1984 or something like that. And what it symbolizes that, listen, we're a company that's been around. We know how to make clothing. We have a good reputation. We have structure. We have organization. And ladies and gentlemen, PPM is the only party that has been established for over 20 years. Only party in Cayman history that's been around for 20 plus years. And that means something. It means that they're what? They're stable. Sorry, proven, stable leadership. I wasn't asked to do this, but I'm going to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, this next person I'm going to invite. There's a lot of talking on the road that, there's certain leaders in this government, that everyone is just going to be puppets and everybody's just going to follow the leader. But I can tell you one thing. Not Miss Perlina. Not Miss Perlina. I know Perlina. She gonna let you know how she feel. She gonna say what she wanna say. She's a leader. She's an entrepreneur. She's a person that comes from humble beginnings. Ladies and gentlemen, no ifs, whats, and buts, and I make no apology about it. There's a lot of candidates on this stage and in front of me tonight that I know they have a strong voice, but listen to me, I can speak for Miss Perlina, and she is a fighter. And she's gonna fight for Caymanians, and she gonna definitely, when behind those closed doors in caucus, she gonna tell you how she feel. Am I right? So listen, I say that with confidence. Ladies and gentlemen, recently recognized on National Heroes Day, Perlina McCall Lumsden is a visionary leader, a trailblazing entrepreneur, a passionate advocate for progress. She's a force for change, ready to serve the people of Georgetown West with advanced degrees in accounting, law, sports management. She has built a distinguished career rooted in excellence, integrity, and community service. Her Women's Empowerment Brunch has not only raised awareness, but has also provided critical funding for mental health initiatives and charities that continue to transform the lives across our island. With years of service on key national boards, Perlina has helped shape policies that directly benefit Caymanians, a testament to her unwavering commitment to the future of our islands. Ladies and gentlemen, come on, let's stand. Let's blow our whistles. Let's make out some noise for Perlina McCall Lumsden.
It has already started, trust me. Good evening, Cayman. Thank you for the warm welcome. It is always a blessing to be among my people to feel your strength, your resilience, and your hope. I stand before you tonight not just as a candidate, but as a Caymanian woman raised on these very streets, strengthened by faith and committed to service. I am proud to stand as part of the PPM, a team that stands on the foundation of proven, stable leadership. I am proud to run alongside a new generation of leadership, with Joey Hugh as our party leader and Kenneth Bryan as our deputy leader, both men of vision and experience. Joey is a man of action. He listens, he understands, and most importantly, he delivers. Joey has always led with a steady heart and a clean one. Whether it's shaping policy that lifts up working families or building programs to support growth, Joey leads with Caymanians at the center of every decision. I trust his leadership. I believe in his vision for a Cayman where Caymanians come first. Kenneth Bryan is our deputy leader, is one of the hardest working individuals I know. Kenneth is passionate and persistent like me. And that's exactly the kind of leadership we need now more than ever. He brings the kind of energy, experience, and deep connection to the community that will drive real results. I am proud to stand with leaders empowered through proven, stable leadership and put Caymanians first in everything we do. As a Caymanian who didn't come from a privileged home, I remember nights when hunger echoed louder than hope and mornings when just getting through the day felt like a battle. My family struggled with poverty and pain, but through it all, I learned to be strong, to work hard, and to believe not just in myself, but in others. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are a family that has raised doctors, lawyers, accountants, entrepreneur, Yale University graduates, an HR executive, laborers, and so much more. We are a people of strength, resilience, and determination, proven time and time again that Caymanians can rise to any challenge and excel in any field. Our success stories are not just individual achievements. They are a testament to the foundation laid by the generations before us, those who work tirelessly, sacrifice, and believe in limitless potential of our people. This is the Caymanian spirit, and is the same spirit that will continue to drive us as we build a future where every Caymanian, no matter their background, has the opportunity to thrive in this country. That's why my life has always been about empowering people. Whether it's mentoring young women, supporting families in need, or working with our youth and seniors. And I'll tell you this, being given the chance to serve you in elective office will be the highest honor of my life, because it's the most powerful way I can give back to my country. It is the most meaningful way I can continue to empower others and every single one of you. That is what PPM believes, that leadership empowers people. And what does leadership or empowerment looks like you? It's affordable homes for young families that match their budgets and needs. Empowerment is safe communities, Cayman, with a more neighborhood policing and community officers who know and care about the people that they serve in this community. It is a mental health system that meets people where they are. It's access to training and good jobs. We are facing serious challenges. Rising crime, a housing crisis, and families are stretched to their limits. But we cannot and we must not settle for the status quo. With PPM, we will not just manage these issues. We will confront them head on with serious solutions and unwavering resolve. We will expand neighborhood policing and community watch partnership, increase funding for youth development, accelerate affordable housing construction through targeted government support, reduce the red tape for Caymanians trying to access land or build homes, champion mental health reform, ensure every Caymanian has a pathway to success, and strengthen protections for our elderly and disabled. But this work isn't mine alone. I, Perlina McGaw Lumsden, intend to work tirelessly for the people of Georgetown and the Cayman Islands. I am born a fighter, unafraid to advocate, to voice my opinion, and to champion the needs of my Caymanian people. I will ensure that my constituents are not just acknowledged, but they are prioritized. Your struggles will not be ignored, and your concerns will not go unanswered. I will be a leader who is seen, heard, and present. A representative who will stand, speak out, and fight for you. With leaders like Joey Hugh and Kenneth Bryan at the helm, the PPM team is ready to do the hard work. But we need you with us to make it happen, Cayman. So tonight, I ask you to stand with us, to stand with me, Perlina McGaw Lumsden, stand with Kenneth Bryan, our deputy leader, stand with Joey Hu, our leader, stand with PPM. Stand, ladies and gentlemen, for proven, stable leadership. I thank you, God bless you, and let's move forward with PPM.
I told you she got mouth. Give it up for Perlina again. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to acknowledge Mr. Roy Tatum here, your candidate for Red Bay is in the house. You know, Kenneth said something earlier that ties in with the next person I'm going to invite. I was commenting on a post on social media this week, and I was explaining to the person, I'm like, listen, you don't have to like a candidate, but you have to respect them, because politicians is a thankless occupation or job. And I use those exact words. I say this is a thankless occupation. Many of us don't realize the long hours they put in. Most of the weekends when we relaxing on the beach or whatever, they're at funerals or weddings or visiting people in their home or at the hospital, whatever it might be. It's a lot of work that they put in that we don't acknowledge. And ladies and gentlemen, we need to thank every candidate for the hard work and for putting themselves forward. They're serving this country and they deserve our respect. And that ties in with this next person I'm going to invite. He has given over 20 years of service to this country, and he has taken some licks. But I want every single one of us to stand here today, put our hands together, the loudest voice that we have. We need to give our flowers here today to the Honorable Sir Alvin McLaughlin.
Good evening, Georgetown. Good evening, Cayman. What a beautiful sight. Even the dog got on the BPM shirt. Folks, are you feeling the feeling? Are you feeling what I'm feeling? I feel it. You know what time it is? I didn't hear you. What time is it? We moving forward. You know, tonight, seeing and feeling and hearing all of this, I almost regret that I didn't run. Almost. Actually, I got the best of both worlds because I get to do this, but I don't have to be a candidate. Life has never been better. Folks, we are on a roll. In fact, Dan Scott just sent me a message. He said to find out how we got so many people here tonight at a meeting for just 2 constituencies, and he couldn't get half this much for a national meeting. I told him, I know, and when people say I know, he hardened, but he should get the message. Folks, most of you would know me or know of me. I've represented Georgetown for almost 25 years, 6 terms, plus the extra 6 months we got the bonus from Ivan. So 24 and a half years before we went to single member constituencies. So I know I don't really need to provide any endorsement of the Honorable Leader Toy Hugh and Honorable Deputy Leader Kenneth Bryan, because they represent Georgetown North and Georgetown Central the same way I and my big brother Kurt Tibbetts represented Georgetown for those 6 years. When people ask me or still ask me how I was elected so many times people said I was going to lose. I said because they don't know me the way the people know me. That's what Jody Hugh and Kenneth Bryan have in common. They live amongst their people. They know their people's concerns, their issues, their problems, and their dreams. And before I talk talk to you about what I really want to talk to you about tonight is the importance of leadership and what leadership is. I have to tell you, he wouldn't tell you, but I can tell you. I brought Alden McLaughlin, Kenneth Bryan into politics. I asked him to come. We fought. I had to fight against a whole lot of people who didn't think he fit the model. But I told him all of this. I saw in Kenneth, even way back then, the pearl, the ability, the natural ability he has. And while he and I had our issues over time, and I'm not going into none of that because this is good time now. This is good time now. We're not talking about no bad time. I am so happy to have him back here again. Kenneth, come here. We're moving forward. We're moving forward. I'm going to tell you one of the biggest difference between the PPM and any other political entity that has ever been established in Cayman is that we have never developed, and God don't let us ever develop it, a cult of personality. The party is bigger than anybody else, even the leader. And that's why Cortivitz could hand the leadership to me. And I could hand it to Roy McTaggart. And Roy McTaggart could hand it to Joey Hugh. Because the party don't belong to us. We belong to the party. So, Cayman has a big decision to make on April 30th. Kenneth spoke to you and showed in the most vivid example I've ever seen why a house divided against itself not only cannot stand, it can't move forward either. So I ain't gonna go into all of that. But I'm going to say to you, because my principal purpose tonight is to endorse Joey Hugh, I am going to endorse him as the best choice of leader in these elections. Joey joined the PPM when I had my first stop at leading the government in 2013, and he got elected, and he became a councillor in the Ministry of Tourism, led by the Deputy Premier at the time, Moses Kekernel. He took his time. He learned the ropes. He became a very, very important member of that ministry and of the caucus. But he wasn't in cabinet. In 2017, when we won the government again, I made him Minister for Commerce, Planning and Infrastructure. He did an incredible job. And I'm not going to go into all of the many things he championed, but I'm going to tell you that during the COVID pandemic, the crisis, it is crises that bring out the best in some people and show how other people can handle pressure. The reason Cayman did so well during the pandemic, not one person who contracted the disease here died on our watch. Not one. Is because I had with me ministers and members like Joey Hugh and Roy McTaggart and Barbara Connolly and David White and many others. But also Roy Tatum, even though he was not a minister or even a member of parliament,
He was secretary to our caucus and chief policy advisor to me as premier. So I didn't come in and endorse Roy, but I can tell you all, a better, more prepared person you are not going to find amongst all the rest of them out there. Red Bay, you know what to do. Red Bay, you know what to do. You listen to the lyrics of that brilliant song written by Caymanians and partially produced by Festa, with a few little edits to the lyrics by me to make it talk about the right things. Sung by Caymanian. It's right. Experience matters. PPM ain't no quitters. Because those are the two issues that we have to focus on in terms of the leadership of this country. My old man used to say all the time, he say, anybody can captain the ship when she tie up alongside. But when she's out there braving the weather and the waves and the storms and tempests, that's when you know whether you have a real captain or you have a quitter. When the choice between leaders is looked at, you got the Sin Party, CINP, I call them the Sin Party, otherwise known as Dan and the Pretenders. And you have TCCP, otherwise known as Andre and the Quitters. But we are not quite sure who the leader is, so we refer to Andre as the puppet leader and Wayne as the real leader. And then you have Joey Hugh, who will have with him the experience and passion of Kenneth Bryan as his deputy. I want you, without me saying anymore, I want you to think about who you think has the best team in the leadership role. And what I'm going to say about Dan, who I grew up with, good friends. But Dan wait till he old, gray, and ugly to get into politics. He done wore out. He done wore out. And I don't even think he can spell politics. They tell me he spelled politics with an X, P-O-L-I-T-I-X, politics. Folks, you can have as many years of private sector experience as you want. But of course, that's a good foundation, a good basis on which to go into government. But you need somebody who knows something about it to help you. You all ever went to a foreign country and decided that you were just going to wander around, see what you could see? You just think about the tourists who come here. They want somebody to take them on a tour who knows where the things are that they should see and that they would like. How in God's name can you expect a group of 11 people who would need a Google map to find the parliament? So just come into office and run a sophisticated jurisdiction like the Cayman Islands. That takes a special level of arrogance to be able to believe that you are that great. I tell you this, I had 12 and a half years of parliamentary experience and one term as a minister before I became premier. I needed every single day of that. Believe you me. You see COVID? I'll tell you this honestly, if COVID had happened in my first term as premier, the results would not have been as good. Because I had 4 years of experience as premier. Plus, I had a team who by then believed in me. Believed in me and had my back. Dan have none of that. None of that. Not one day experience they have. Then the other team, PCCP. Now this is the most ridiculous of all. You ever hear anybody quit a job 6 months ago and then come back to the employer and say, I made a mistake, I want a job back? That's the TCCP. Andre and the Quitters. Andre was deputy premier, you know. He quit the job. And now he wanted back. Not to be deputy premier, he want promotion now. To be premier. Ladies and gentlemen, the choice is stark. The choice is clear. There is no other team that has the balance in terms of age and experience, in terms of gender, than does the PPM. No other team comes close. There is, short as he is in political terms, Joey Hugh stands head and shoulders above all of the rest of them. There is no other choice for leader. There is no other choice for deputy leader. And there is no other team but PPM. We want all 13. We want all 13. We want all 13. Tell me what time it is. Tell me what time it is. Tell me what you're going to do on April 30th. Vote PPM. Good night, folks.
Give it up for Sir Alden McLaughlin. You know, I think most of us here have children, right? And one thing I love with my son in particular, he has a little hot head. And sometimes I tell him, you do it this way, do it that way. But we all know our young people sometimes, they don't want to listen. And I love it when he comes back and say, boy, Daddy, you were right, you know. You know what that proves? Experience. And as Mr. Alden had said, we need experienced leaders, ladies and gentlemen. We can't just have people that don't know what they're doing. Think about your job. You know how frustrating it is when someone comes in and you have to train them up, but yet they're promoted over you. That's very frustrating, right? You have the experience, you have the knowledge, but yet they want you to train someone else. And I think that's what Mr. Alden is saying today, ladies and gentlemen. We need a party, we need a group that has the experience, that has the structure, that has the knowledge, that is proven, stable leadership. Oh yeah. Yes. We got another candidate here, Mr. John Seymour. Where you are, Mr. Seymour? Oh, right over there. Give it up for Mr. John Seymour. One Town East candidate. You know, it gives me a little privilege here to invite this next speaker, obviously Mr. Joey Hugh. I don't know him that well, but I've been watching, and what I like about him is he has a very calm demeanor about him. And there's something that I learned a long time ago that I heard someone say that, you know, meekness is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of self-strength under control. And when I see Mr. Joey, I kind of see that. He's quiet, he's calm, but I can see underneath that skin there's strength, there's leadership, there's stability. And that's something I really admire about him. And I this is not my job, but I want to say that I personally endorse him this evening as the leader of the PPM, because there's so much similarities I see with him. And I can see that he's a great leader. So ladies and gentlemen, leadership isn't just about holding a position, it's about making a difference. and few have demonstrated that more than Joey Hugh. He has worn many hats in service to our community. From past president of the Rotary Club of Grand Cayman, his critical roles on the Youth Parliament Committee. His leadership is defined by integrity, vision, and unwavering commitment to progress. Respected and trusted by those he serves, Joey has proven time and again that he is not just a representative, he's a true advocate for the people. And beyond public service, he's a demonstrated husband to Cynthia and a proud father to their 2 sons, always leading with the same values of family and community. At a time when Cayman needs strong, principled leadership, Joey Hughes stands ready to continue making a real impact. Ladies and gentlemen, come on, let's make all the noise. This is the last one here this evening for the next premiere and the leader of the PPM, Mr. Joey Hughes.
Georgetown Central. Anybody here from Georgetown North? Where the dog from? Dog from Central. We have a PPM dog in the swamp too, you know. We wear his shirt year round. Oh, it's so good to be here with you all and feel that breeze. Listen, I have done 7 meetings in 5 days last week, and every meeting we felt that breeze. That's not Christmas breeze this time of the year, you know. That's PPM breeze. That is PPM breeze you feel, and not Christmas breeze. That is a wind of change, ladies and gentlemen. That is a wind of change, because we need action. We need steady hands. We need leadership that do not get distracted by the drama. What we need, ladies and gentlemen, is proven, stable leadership. A team that can hit the ground running come May the 1st. Many of them are here tonight in support for us. And as it was said earlier, we set out to build that team slowly and deliberately. We listened to the people, we did our research. We were told that the people respected the PPM. They admired our honesty. They appreciated our integrity. They respected our representation during difficult times. But they also said to us, they want to see a little bit of a change. They want to see some diversity. And so we set out to build our team. And I say to you tonight that we have built the perfect team for this election. A team that represents a wide cross-section of our people. A team that has a balance of youth and experience. And a team that has perfect gender balance. In fact, no. I would like to see more women join our team. If we could have made it to 19, we would have filled it with women if we had them. But we have a good gender balance. And ladies and gentlemen, that is what I offer. And that's what the PPM offers. Action from day one and not a lot of talk. Because while some talk about what they might do for Georgetown North, I can show you what I have already done. And while others talk about what they might do for this country, I can point to what the PPM has already done. Lots of talk, plenty drama, but when it's time to deliver, they quit. They go missing. They disappear like that last $50 before payday. Gone. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, character isn't measured by what you say, but by what you do. Much like real leadership, it isn't in the speech, it's in the results, ladies and gentlemen. Because while some are out there making noise, we in the PPM are known for making progress. You know what is interesting about government? When it's working, you barely notice it. When your kids have a good school to go to, when your roads are drivable, when the economy is growing, when life is good, you don't stop to thank the government, you just live your life. But when things fall apart, suddenly everybody notices. That's the burden of good leadership. The better we do our job, the more people take us for granted. Can you remember when Cayman felt different? When people could breathe? When grocery bills didn't make your heart skip? When rent wasn't most of your paycheck? When you could find a job? When you could move forward and feel secure in your own country? Do you remember that? That wasn't luck, ladies and gentlemen. That wasn't magic. That was when the PPM was in charge. Is your life better today than it was 4 years ago? No, it isn't. That is proven stable leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, our people are struggling. When a single parent gets a job, and even a job they like, by the time they get a babysitter for their 2 kids, 1 hour before they go to work, 1 hour after they get back from work, by the time they take out their insurance, by the time the pension comes out, and if they have to pay back the loan to get their uniforms, by the end of the week, ladies and gentlemen, they're at a negative. That is not living. Our people are struggling. And ladies and gentlemen, while some are asking for a chance, we are ready to roll up our sleeves, get the job done, because we have the right team to do it. We don't need to have fancy videos to prove who we are. You'll see it when the cost of living starts to ease. You'll feel it when immigration makes sense again. You'll know it when the country feels like it's working for you, similar to that nice breeze you feel tonight. But memories are short, people. Memories are short, ladies and gentlemen, and people forget what was done. The roads we built and the roads we started, the homes we made possible, including the 25 acres we bought on Linford Pearson Highway, and we will build homes for our Georgetown people. Even the homes they built in the north side, now who bought that land? PPM bought that land. The small businesses we helped to grow. Those same people asking, what did the PPM do? You know something? They used to sleep sound at night because of the work we did. They made their money because of the work we did. And now they're questioning us. Now they want to enter politics and say we did a bad job. No, they're all but retired because of why? They had a good life under the PPM government. But we're not shouting about it. Somebody asked who, I said, one that had a very successful accounting firm, one that had the largest food chain in the island. Very successful people. And when did they make their money? Under the PPM. That is what real leadership looks like, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't happen by accident. It happens because someone does the work. Someone sat in meetings. Someone fought for policies. Someone made tough calls. Someone cared for you. You the people, ladies and gentlemen. And that someone was this PPM government. We talked about it already tonight. But under COVID, before COVID, the PPM government had the lowest unemployment in our history. We found it at 10.5% in 2013, and we reduced it to 5% before we left office. We had record tourism numbers. We even grew tourism before they built the hotel rooms. I don't know where they were staying, but we brought them. We had budget surpluses year after year. We reduced the government debt by $300 million, over 50% reduction in the government debt. And we'll do it again with Roy McTaggart, ladies and gentlemen. We will do it again. And we weren't out bragging because we were too busy working. Because in the PPM, we believe in action. Let me remind you of a few more things. We increased pension payments for our seniors and most vulnerable from $450 when we took office. Who can live on $450 a month? So when we left office to $950 a month, and we continued to push even while in opposition until they brought it up to the $1,500 that it is today. We cut red tape so Caymanians could finally start their own businesses. We allowed people that had a little criminal record from a mistake 20 years ago to be able to realize their dreams and to start their own businesses. We took it further and created the Center for Business Development. Not just a showpiece, but a real resource for Caymanian entrepreneurs where they could go and realize their dreams with all of the support they need, whether it's marketing, legal, accounting, or business practices, all there available for them at the Center for Business Development. All to help realize the dreams of our Caymanian entrepreneurs. We kept Cayman off the FATF blacklist, protecting our financial services. We built roads. We also initiated Plan Cayman. We didn't choose between building for our people and protecting our environment. We did both because we all want to protect Cayman, but we also need to live in it. Some of those, ladies and gentlemen, with the loudest voices saying no roads, no more development, have not once had to wonder how they're going to pay rent to feed their families. They talk like Cayman is a fairy tale. But we live in the real Cayman here in Georgetown, ladies and gentlemen. We live in the real Cayman. The Cayman where we build roads that connect people to work and to opportunity. And at the same time, we have to review the National Development Plan so that we can guide that growth responsibly to protect what makes Cayman special, while still creating space for our people to thrive. That is what leadership is, ladies and gentlemen. Leadership is not choosing sides. It's choosing Cayman for Caymanians. We can protect the land and grow the economy. We can save our mangroves and still build homes for our people. That is not compromise. That is not compromise, ladies and gentlemen. That is simply good governance. And the PPM knows how to do it. Remember, as we spoke about earlier, when COVID hit, not one life lost. While other countries were dealing with major losses of life, we were organizing essential services. While others pointed fingers, we pointed the way forward. And on New Year's Eve that year, while the world was still in lockdown, we were out celebrating without masks and hugging each other and giving thanks to the Lord for sparing us in the Cayman Islands. And ladies and gentlemen, that wasn't by chance. That was proven, stable leadership. Now, ladies and gentlemen, while we were delivering nationally, I never stopped working right here on the ground for Georgetown North. I partnered with the RCIPS for community cleanups, worked with MRCU and NRA to clear out the dikes and reinstate the culverts under the Esther Tibbetts bypass to ease the flooding in Courts Road and in the Washington Boulevard area. We upgraded drainage by digging deeper and increasing the size of the drains, reducing the times that we were underwater. I pushed for bike lanes and crosswalks to make our streets safer. I worked with DEH to remove over 100 junk cars from our neighborhoods. My office helps seniors and families with everything from government forms to pharmacy visits. We assist with job applications, resumes, and sometimes even transport. And ladies and gentlemen, it would be remiss of me not to recognize the lady that keeps me propped up, that keeps me going day after day in my office, Miss Lynette. Where are you, Miss Lynette? And I can tell you, I think she's just as popular as me in Georgetown North. We support our senior events, and we held family fun days and back to school drives. That's everyday work, quiet work, real work, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I do more. I help a lot of other people. I help people from all walks of life. And I help people with all sorts of issues. But ladies and gentlemen, what I don't do is blast it all over Facebook or anywhere for that matter. What I don't do is put people's faces and pictures up for the world to see their struggles. What is the purpose of helping someone if you're going to rip the dignity right away from them afterwards? The people that I help know that I help them, and that's all that's important to me. And that is why I have been re-elected 3 times, and I will be re-elected on April 30th as your representative to Georgetown North. I'm not going to help you and then embarrass you by telling your neighbors or putting it out there for the world to see. No, folks, that is not Joey Hew. That is not Joey Hew. What Joey Hew does, he does for you. That is not me. If I have to do that to get elected or re-elected, I don't want it. That is not why I hire people. That is not what got me here. Now people, this country is at a crossroads. Caymanians are feeling it. They're feeling it in their pockets, in their homes, in their hopes. People are struggling to keep up. Caymanians feel like they're being asked to wait their turn while others move ahead. And many are left wondering, many of us are left wondering, what happened to the country I love? What happened is simple. Country lost its direction. Too many different agendas as we saw demonstrated down here this evening. Not enough shared vision as we saw demonstrated this evening. No consistent plan to deal with the cost of living, with housing, with immigration. And what is the result? The people have been left to feel like they're out on their own. But that ends April 30th when the PPM sweeps the election and takes office. It's not about pointing fingers. Where everybody's pointing at the PPM, we're this, we that. This is not pointing fingers, ladies and gentlemen. What I just told you is about facing facts. We need unity. We need stability. We need proven, stable leadership. The PPM is not just coming back. We're coming back with fire, with focus, with a team that knows how to govern. We are not perfect. No party is. But when we are in charge, the country moved forward, and we are going to do it again. No experience, just results. No experiments, just results. Because Caymanians deserve more than talk. You deserve action. Ladies and gentlemen, when we moved opposition, we didn't slow down. We brought motions that mattered to your daily life. We brought motions to lower the taxes, the fuel on CUC bills so that your CUC bill could be lower to help you out. We brought motions to incentivize affordable housing from the private sector. A motion to protect people from unfair banking practices. Not once has the PPM team ever walked away from its responsibility to this country. And not once did I walk away from my responsibility to the people of Georgetown North. Georgetown North. When you needed me, I was there. When you faced flooding or hurricanes, I faced it with you. When you were shut in for COVID, I was next to you. When you celebrate, I celebrate. And when you feel sorrow, I feel sorrow with you. I have never forgotten the people of Georgetown North, and I can tell you what, the PPM has never forgotten you either. Not when we were in opposition, not when it got difficult, not when it got unpopular. While others chase power, we serve people. We don't back down when the pressure is high. We don't quit when the work gets hard. We stay in it because of our motto, for love of country. Repeat that with me. For love of country. We never ever give up on our people. And we will never quit or give up on Cayman. I hear those out there saying they can do better. No way. But when you run a government, you have to have empathy. When a family needs housing or a child needs a surgery, you don't cut the services, you provide them. This isn't business. This is governance. This is people's lives we're talking about. This is not a business plan. This is leadership. Proven, stable leadership. When they come to you, you tell them, we don't have no time for no on-the-job training. We don't have no time for people that can quit us. What we need is proven, stable leadership. So Georgetown North, my family, this election is not about experiments or independence. It's about action. It's about choosing a team that's tested and proven. Give them back east. The PPM train is coming. North side, we're coming north side. We have done it before, and we will do it again. More for action, more for movement, stable leadership. More PPM, DJ, we're moving forward.
I tell you, meekness is not weakness. It's strength under control. And Mr. Joey showed us why he is our leader and why he's the next premier. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out. God bless. Good night. Drive safe. And make sure to come out at all future meetings. What time it is? What time it is? We going where? Where are we going? With what? Proven able leadership. Good night, folks.
When
drinks them in a my cup. We gonna party all night, all night. 24 parties we hit in a row. Tonight at the very last show. Before we are out on the road, the girl them a release the load. So let me see your hands up so. Everybody know, put your hands up so. If you're ready for the road, let your friend them know. We're ready for the road. We're ready for the road. me your